but I know who the 49ers have personnel-wise, and they're set up to dominate for a long time in the NFC West.
Windows close quickly. However,
they do.
They close quickly. But I'm with Damon Ching here. He's talking about importance on offense.
Hey, Damon Ching.
Damon, you might be onto something. Trent Williams probably is the most important player on offense because if he goes down, we know what this offensive line looks like. You lose your left tackle, especially a Hall of Fame left tackle, like Trent Williams.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Tough to overcome.
You play this game without Trent Williams on Sunday, and it's going to be a long day.
We saw that in the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes when he didn't have either of his starting right tackles, and what happened against Tampa Bay. They got destroyed.
They got destroyed.
Destroyed.
And Aaron Rodgers the week before the NFC title game against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Didn't have Bakhtiari.
Destroyed.
Yep.
So maybe we are sleeping on Trent Williams, but unfortunately that's what we do. Offensive linemen just aren't sexy. Like, and as much as I love Trent Williams, he's not going to get the juices flowing in the discussion portions of the show. He's great, Hall of Famer, but listen, it comes down to the quarterback. It's the most important position in all of team sports.
Speaking of which, Trent Williams, we know how his NFC title game ended.
Oh, he got
fight. Slamming that D lineman.
Yeah,
out of frustration.
That wasn't a good look.
You know what? I'm not mad at it. I was frustrated too. With everything that team went through, the fan abuse, not having your quarterbacks, getting destroyed in an NFC title game like that.
It came off as sour grapes to me.
I'm not mad at that.
It came off as sour grapes, like, hey, let me just take my cheap shot and go on.
You know what? Screw Philadelphia.
Okay.
Screw them. Trent Williams, I got your back.
I understand the fans you hate. I respect the team on the field. And that man, Nick Sirianni, I see a little bit myself in Nick Sirianni. I got to say. That's the guy, Nick Sirianni, the Paisan. I see a little bit of myself in Nick. I think a lot of fans do because he is a quintessential Philadelphia Eagle coach. He gets rah-rah, he gets rowdy, and he gets excited. People hate that. I understand, but it's kind of endearing to me. It is. And listen, I'm not a Niner fan. I am unbiased when it comes into this, but I do like Nick Sirianni's bravado. I do. It's fun.
Hassan Reddick, we got to get into him because he's been talking all year about the 49ers as well. Filmo Mike in the city. Filmo Mike, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. Watch Your Back podcast. It's on fire right now, Filmo.
Oh, man, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I was definitely in the YouTube. I don't really do the YouTube, but I've been in the YouTube thing this morning, and they be having it lit over there for real. Oh, yeah. Great conversation. But then, Spadoni, I don't want you to become a Shasky light or Junior Shasky. No. We don't care about no MVPs, bruh. You feel me? Barry Bonds got enough MVPs. You know what he don't got? No ring. You feel me? It would have been a great look to see Barry with a ring. We want the ring. We got to get the ring. You feel me? That's all we care about. We don't care about nothing else. And ultimately, I want Niner fans to realize this. It's a lot of energy on this game. It's a lot of people, you feel me, that's going all out and saying, oh, man, this and that and third. Ultimately, this game don't mean nothing on Sunday, for real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah, we want to win. Like, the emotion is going like, man, we want to win the game because, Philly been talking and, we feel like we the better team and whatnot. But really, we really want to get that win in January. And dude just said it. He just said, we may not even play them in January. So we don't even know what's going. But let's just take it one game at a time. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, just realize this win don't really mean nothing. We want to get them in January. My last thing is this, Moody Ward. He gets a lot of, I don't know what it is. Against least weaker players, he don't play as well. You put him on prime time, you put him against one of the top receivers in the league, and you let him do his thing, and he goes out there and balls, man. He been playing good the last couple of games. He had a couple of hiccups, but I just think it was kind of like scheme more so his skill. I think he likes to kind of play pressure coverage, and then when the lights come on, Moody Ward shines, man. So, oh yeah, one more thing. We need everybody. Stop trying to pit CMC versus Ayuk. Debo, I say this every turn. We Trent Williams. I was looking at a Minihue. Man, we missed a Minihue last night, bro. On some real, we playing everybody all this money. A Minihue was balling last night. Anyway, y'all have a great show. Bonte and Spadoni.
All right,
Thanks,
Filmo, Mike, listen. Moody Ward balled out. And look, I know he gets a little handsy, but this is the second straight time up in Seattle where Moody Ward shadowed DK Metcalf. He did it last year in the hat and T-shirt game when the Niners clinched the NFC West divisional title. And they wore hat and T-shirts after the game that said NFC West champs in Seattle. He shadowed DK all night long. And he frustrated DK. Now, DK got the best of him in the playoff game, but the Niners won that going away. And then last Thursday night, Moody Ward, Ambry Thomas, Deommodore Lenoir. It started with Charvarius Ward. He played his ass off on Thanksgiving night, so he deserves credit. We didn't hear much about Jair Brown. Didn't have to, and that's a good thing. But when I don't hear about the safeties, it's kind of like offensive linemen.
Correct.
It's kind of like officials, right? I don't hear anything about the officials. I don't hear anything about the offensive line. I don't hear anything about the safety position. That's a good thing, folks. So Charvarius Ward definitely deserves some credit. He deserves his props. And he's going to have another tough task next Sunday against A.J. Brown.
He deserves his props in a position that is so damn hard to come by in the NFL. A good cornerback. Yep. It is so hard to find. Hell, look what you saw yesterday in Philadelphia. Darius Slay, he's regarded as one of the best in the league, right? Bradbury, some of the best. They were getting shredded at times. That's just what happens. It's the name of the game. You can't touch these guys anymore.
No doubt.
So to go up against a physical freak in DK Metcalf, to go up against that guy and put him in check, and we know Debo likes to chirp. He likes to get after it and stuff like that. He likes to, I'm not going to say he's a dirty player or anything like that, but he likes to get chippy, hit you after it, stuff like that. He wanted all the smoke, Charvarius Ward. And that's what I like to see. Now, can he build off that next week against A.J. Brown? Because there are levels to this. DK's a good player. He's not A.J. Brown.
Yeah,
he's not Tyreek Hill. He's not on that level. So can you do it again, Charvarius? Because this is a team that you might. Now, and I heard Philmo talking. I heard you might not face the Eagles again, which makes it all the more reason why you want to beat the ever-living crap out of them this week.
Well,
you don't think it's personal for that locker room, Bonte?
No, it is.
It's damn personal. You might say it not matters. Philmo, all these callers. It matters to the guys in the locker room. No,
it does. And let me tell you why it matters. It matters because, one, you haven't clinched anything yet. You haven't clinched the NFC West yet.
No.
Seattle's still a couple games behind you, and they have a date with Seattle in a couple of weeks. And things could flip in a heartbeat if you lose 2 straight. All right? So that's number one. Now, Seattle plays Dallas this Thursday night. I expect the Cowboys to roll over them because the Cowboys are a front-running team. They're the definition of front-runners.
They haven't beaten anyone.
Bet on them when they play bad football teams. Trust me. Yeah. I did Thanksgiving Day, and it was a good day because that's what they do. They're like the Lakers. They like to showboat. They like to talk trash. They love to beat up on the small teams. That's what the Lakers do, and that's what the Cowboys are. That's exactly who the Cowboys are.
Real quick, it was that Deron Bland. Was it 6 pick sixes?
NFL record.
In one season. That's unbelievable.
His family sat in front of me at the Cowboys game when they got beat 42-10.
Nice family?
Very nice family. But I told his pops looked at me and said, it's too physical for him. And his pops looked at me. I said, you know it. It's too physical for you guys. Anyway, Hassan Reddick on WIP.
The defense played well, at least for the Cowboys.
So we got to pull this down. I just sent it to Lubman, Sports Radio 94 WIP. And I'm throwing a lot at you, Lubman, but that's what we do here in the mornings. Hassan Reddick on Facing the 49ers.
5 pick sixes, by the way. Not 6.
Hassan Reddick. Talk is cheap. They get to come back in the link. There was a lot of boo-hoos last year. A lot of crying. A lot of what if. A lot of this. A lot of that. They get a chance to come back in here, line that bleep up, and prove it again. So Hassan Reddick said a couple things this year. And we're going to get we got to get the sound flipped in a hurry because we got to set this up. This is a huge week. Hassan Reddick is talking that talk. Because the Niners, there was a lot of boo-hoo, and we looked weak after that game. Debo Samuel said some things. Robbie Gold, the kicker, talked that talk.
Can't have the kicker talking.
Remember on the Zach Gelb show, Debo had this back and forth for Zach Gelb?
Debo Samuel here with us. Well, something that is your call. I saw what you said about the Eagles back at the Super Bowl at Sirius, where if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, you guys would have won that game by double digits. Why would that have been the case?
I don't know. That's old.
So do you not still believe that?
I mean, I do, but I mean, we're not. Like, we're not gonna keep talking about it. I mean, I said what I said.
Gotcha. So then, what happens this year when you play Philly on December 3rd?
I don't know. Just wait till week 13, 12, whatever week it is. We'll show you.
Well, then you know how that's going to go down. You're going into Philadelphia. Those fans are going to be booing you loud. You have a message for Eagles fans?
Hey, guys.
Yeah?
All right, we're good to go.
What do you mean? We have Debo on right now?
Yeah, I know, but we're going to head into camp right now.
Are you serious? Okay. Thank you. There you go.
Bye.
Deebo Samuel right there. Doesn't want to answer a few questions. Are you serious?
Debo knew exactly when the Niners were playing the Eagles.
Bye.
He knew exactly when this game was scheduled. I knew when this game was scheduled. That's all I thought about. We talked about the journey in training camp and what happened January 29th in Philadelphia. I'm scarred for life, all right? I'm scarred for life. So is this game the end-all, be-all? No, it's not. But is it important? It's important because you want to stay in first place in the NFC West. You want to make it close with Philadelphia in terms of home field advantage. And you want to do everything in your power to make sure you don't have to leave the state of California during the NFC playoffs. So it is important. It's important. It's a measuring stick game. We haven't had one of these in a while, right? Seattle, all right, we know they're our little brothers now. We own Seattle right now. We own them. No respect for Pete Carroll. No respect for Seattle. We own you guys. That's number one. All right, done. The Rams, they got one win in the last 10, 11 games, and that was the one big one in the 2021 NFC Championship game.
Huge one, yes.
But you know what? We own them too. McVay's our son. So if Seattle's our little brothers, the Rams are our sons. We son them over and over and over again. So I'm not worried about them. This game in Philadelphia, and the Cowboys too, they're so jacked up in the brain, they don't know what hit them. I'm not worried about Dallas either, and Dak Prescott. You made that point in the first hour. Not worried about the Cowboys. Went down to Jerry's World, beat them up with Jimmy Garoppolo, came back up here last year in the playoffs, and then we smoked them 42-10. This right here is the barometer. Are we legit Super Bowl contenders? Are we in that same division with Philadelphia, the Super Bowl division that has Kansas City, that has Baltimore, that has Miami? I'm a bump Detroit out because they're not there yet.
I don't know if I'm putting Miami there either, but they're playing well.
This is the one. Gotta have this one. Gotta have this.
It's a gotta have it.
Gotta have
a must
game.
win, but it's a gotta have
It's
it.
a gotta have it game.
It's huge.
And you know
it's
what,
bragging
Philadelphia
rights too for fans. Like at the end of the day, it's fun. Like that. Like football at the end of the day. It's fan based, both historic franchises.
This ain't
No,
this ain't about none of that fun.
Isn't this personal, Bonte?
No, it is personal, but it ain't about the fans. It ain't about fun. It's about whooping their ass next Sunday. That's
which
what it's
would be fun, right? Like you would have the biggest eating grin on your face if you tapped that ass this week.
But I also understand that it's not over yet. I also understand that it means nothing in January.
Obviously.
So this is just personal.
But again, you might not see them later. So getting this dub over them now and then Philadelphia potentially losing later to, I don't know, you mentioned Detroit. They can lose the Cowboys. They might lose to the Cowboys. Cowboys play them tough. Is this a preview of the NFC Championship you're saying now?
Could be.
Could be.
It's a gotta-have-it game, though.
Okay.
This is a gotta-have-it game.
And I'm looking at Brock Purdy to be the guy this week.
No, I don't need Brock Purdy to be the guy. Just don't turn the ball over. Do what you do.
Part of being the guy is not turning the ball over.
Feed Christian McCaffrey, all right? Feed Deebo Samuel.
What if it's not working? Brock's got to make throws.
We got problems. We got problems.
They don't because they have Brock Purdy. They don't got problems.
We got problems.
Brock can make all the throws.
He can make throws.
And let's see him do it in the elements,
But we need to run that football. You can't beat the Philadelphia Eagles being one-dimensional. You cannot beat them being one-dimensional.
Well, this goes back to things not going well for the 49ers and adjusting. When you can't run the ball, can you win the game? Because that's going to happen in the playoffs and potentially the Super Bowl. Because the teams you're going to play against have elite defenses. The Kansas City Chiefs, they can stop the run. The Baltimore Ravens, they can stop the run. They're going to force Brock Purdy to throw the ball. And I think Brock Purdy is going to win them the game because he's shown that this year. Now, at times, they've had a 3-game losing streak. No Deebo.
Has he shown it? He didn't show it in Minnesota. He didn't show it against Cincinnati.
Pick.
All right. He didn't show it against Cincinnati, so let's come on. This is personal.
Joe Burrow torched the Niners defense that day, too.
Brock Purdy also turned the ball over late in the third quarter.
He had bad turnovers.
And in the fourth quarter. So, he hasn't proven it. Jalen Hurts on the other side has proven it, that he can win the game coming back in the fourth quarter. He has proven it. So Brock hasn't proven it yet.
He's made winning plays when they matter, though.
I don't want to put everything on Brock. I need my defense flying around the football, hitting these guys in the mouth. I need Bosa. Hey, Nick Bosa, remember last year, January 29th? I don't even think you had a tackle. All right? The most impact you had was getting ran over on the sideline by Tevin Coleman. So I need that's what I need first and foremost, is just front four to get after the quarterback and make life a living hell for Jalen Hurts. This is not all on Brock. All right? Brock has to play well and not turn the ball over But it's not all on him.
It's not, but the opposing team might force them to do that, is what I'm saying. We've seen it time in and time out in the playoffs with unproven quarterbacks. Hey, Nick Foles, prove it, right, with the New England Patriots. And he did that. Had one of the greatest performances in the history of the Super Bowl. Philly special, all that. Hey, Brock Purdy, we know Christian McCaffrey. We think he's the best player on the team. Why don't you beat us? I think that's what they're going to try to do. And you know what? To Brock's credit, at times, he has proven a lot of doubters wrong. They're still out there. I see the Skip Baylesses, the Shannon Sharp. Yeah. There's doubters everywhere.
Well, who cares?
Who cares about that? I think fans do.
I don't. Any real
Brock's
fans
going to silence a lot of doubters this week.
All my real fans, we don't care about what Skip Bayless says. He's C now. Skip Bayless don't know what the hell he's talking about.
It's the national media, Bonte.
I don't care about the national media. And that stuff matters
when it comes to,
it doesn't
the
matter.
MVP votes.
It has no impact on the game. And the MVP votes, we don't care about that.
I do.
So 49, you're a Raider fan. Y'all care about whatever.
Oh,
this
now
is
it goes back to being a Raider
it does.
fan. Why
it
does
does.
that matter?
Because we're about Super Bowls.
That up once.
We're about Super Bowls with the red and gold.
You haven't been for 30-plus years.
You haven't been about Super Bowls in 30 years. We're about Super Bowls. We're not about MVPs and all-pro teams. That's all sexy after the fact. Right now, it's about winning the damn Super Bowl and not wasting this season.
You're not winning a Super Bowl this week.
You're not about that.
You're not winning a Super Bowl this
week.
We're
not winning MVP either.
But you could bolster that case.
We don't care. We want to bolster our case to win the NFC West. Oh, God, okay. We want to bolster our case to win the NFC championship game and have home field advantage. We don't care about the MVP. I don't care about head coach of the year. I don't care about all pro teams. I've seen all that before. We've been there, done that. We've been there, done that with our players. All right? How many Pro Bowlers we have last year? Who cares?
No one cares.
We had them.
Pro Bowl, no one cares about.
We had all pro guys.
There you go.
You know, we don't care. Nobody bragged about Hufanga being first team all pro last year. We don't brag about Bosa being DPOY. We don't care.
It's about having
We care about winning.
It's about having pride in your quarterback. And do you believe Brock Purdy's the guy, Bonte? Do you? Because it sounds to me like you still got some questions to.
No, I don't know why. I don't know how it sounds like that. I'm just saying, don't put it all on Brock Purdy. He's in his first full year quarterback.
But if he's the guy, then you can put it all on him.
Come on.
If he's the guy, then you can.
Well, we've seen that. We've seen that without Debo and Trent Williams, and they lost 3 games in a row. And everybody said, oh, boy, can we get Trent and Debo back? And then Trent and Debo came back, and all of a sudden you're scoring 30 again. So he's proven that he can't do it by himself.
He still played well in those games without Trent or Debo.
He turned the ball over 5 times in 5 quarters.
He did turn the ball over.
All right? That's not playing well to me.
Okay.
That's not playing well to me when you turn the ball over 5 times in 5 quarters. Stop it.
He didn't play great. He played well. Now it's semantics.
He didn't play well enough.
There you go.
He didn't play well enough.
Okay.
They went 8 possessions in Cleveland, 3 and out. And then Shanahan said, here, I'm going to trust you to throw the football with 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. And then they let 16 seconds. He laps off the clock, and it was 3 straight incompletions.
The other team gets paid too, and Joe Burrow looked like a Hall of Famer, and Kirk Cousins looked amazing. Sometimes that happens.
What about Cleveland?
He put the team in a position to win.
Oh,